welcome everybody. This is Christy Walker along with Craig Collins. We're calling all the action in this afternoon's women's volleyball game between Lewis University and IPFW. And we're going to go right down to the floor right now for today's starting lineups.
Number 9, Karen Jordan. Number 11, Debbie Urban. Number 14, Amanda Grove. Number 15, Tara Lovekamp. And today's starters, number 6, a 5'8" freshman from Elmhurst, Illinois, Becky Lawton. Number 8, a 5'9" freshman from Oak Lawn, Illinois, Colleen Quinian. Number 10, a 5'10" junior from Oak Lawn, Illinois, Joan Ross. Number 12, a 5'9" sophomore from Braidwood, Illinois, Trisha Hall. Number 13, a 6'1" sophomore from LaGrange Park, Laura Schweenes. And number 16, a 6'1" junior from Chicago, Illinois, Shawnee Daniels. And now, the non-starters for Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne. Number 1, Amy Lubin. Number 3, Kathy Kalk. Number 7, Carrie Herdman. Number 9, Tiffany Martin. Number 14, Andy Reichart. And number 15, Andrea Woodcock. And today's starters, number 2, a 5'8" sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Julie Parrott. Number 4, a 5'10" freshman from Decatur, Indiana, Amber Borney. Number 5, a 5'9" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, April Bear. Number 6, a 5'8" junior from Ligonier, Indiana, Amy Reidenbach. Number 10, a 6' freshman from Richmond, Indiana, Dottie Porch. And number 12, a 5'9" junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Heather Teagarden.
And there's your starting lineups for this evening's game. IPFW with a win last night over St. Joseph, 16-14, 15-10, 15-11. So they're going to be wearing their battle scars as they come out today because it was a battle all the way to the end last night. St. Joe never defeating IPFW, at least here at home. But IPFW had to earn their win last night. It wasn't anything easy. So they're going to have to turn right around today, Craig, and play a tough game right off the bat against Lewis. Lewis is a team that's 7-3. And IPFW isn't going to be able to be asleep early in the game like they were last night against St. Joe and still be able to turn around and win it.
Yeah, the key is passing this game. IPFW, they struggled a little bit in the beginning. The passing broke down just a little bit, but tonight they need to just come out, forget about last night, and come out ready.
And I think that's something we're going to see. They're ready to go. They're a team that's a young team. Matter of fact, talking to Tim Heffron, they're trying to really basically figure out where everybody's going to be a couple years down the road. Losing Jill Lyons as their main setter last year, and also their key person on that team as far as getting the team together whenever they fall apart, the morale and everything. She's now sitting on the bench as an assistant coach. So they're looking for that type of player on the floor, possibly Dottie Porch. So far, they haven't been able to find that in Amber or April Bear or Amy Lubin, both young players as setters, so they're kind of searching and trying to find that main key to hold this game together. And here we go. We're going to find out if they're awake and ready to play today. They're going to go backside to Heather Teagarden, and she got it over, and it's a quick set over, and IPFW unable to play it, so it's a point right away for the Lady Flyers. Colleen Quinlan serving for Lewis University. And April Bear unable to set it, and it's going to be 4 hits. So right off the bat, IPFW needs a little bit more communication and needs to get going. Nice pass there, and Parrott with the kill. IPFW gets a side out, and that's something they needed right away to get back into this game. Even though they're only down 2-0, they don't want to let Lewis run away right off the bat. Heather Teagarden with the serve. Backside to Shawnee Daniels. And they got a lot of height here. She's 6'1" out of Chicago for Lewis. And there's a lot of height on that front line, something that IPFW is going to have to definitely be ready for on their blocks.
Lewis seems like a straight-down, hard-hitting team. What IPFW needs to do is line up in the angle of attack and just block a lot of balls tonight.
And we saw a lot of blocks last night between Heather Teagarden and Dottie Porch, and that's in. That's a service ace.
That ball looked out to me. Lewis got away with one of those.
Well, now I'm not going to say anything. In that part of the men's volleyball team, line judges there, we'll let them. We'll have to let them call him. It's hard to call from up here. Outside and a nice light hit. Nowhere to go for IPFW. April Bears tried a quick set to Dottie, and she couldn't get it. And that time, they're going to call it wide. And that, to me, looked like it hit a line as it came over the top of the net side out IPFW. Substitution coming in, number 14, Andy Reichart is going to come in for Amy Reitenbach. That gets a little bit more height on that front line. Back to serve is Dottie Porch. And obviously Lewis goes for that quick shot. IPFW is going to have to be aware of that on the back line. Dottie gets it up, not even a hit at all. Amy Lubin tried to just tap it over the top of the front line and didn't even get her fingers on the ball at all.
And Lewis got away with a call on that one. The ball was lifted by the set and the ref missed it.
April Bear outside to Parrott. She gets it over the block. Back row kill. And they shouldn't have called it a kill. It almost was. Dottie's going to get it. And is it going to get back over? No, not inside play. So another point for Lewis University. And they've jumped out to a 4-0 lead here against IPFW. Joan Ross with the serve. April Bear going for a backside. She gets called for a lift.
I'm surprised coach hasn't called a timeout yet.
And I think you're going to get it. And you are, Craig. There's that call, 5-0. Lewis jumps out here to a quick lead. IPFW, I think, needs to sit down, and that's a good call for Tim to talk about what's going on right now in this game.
They need to relax, calm down, and come back out after this timeout and get a side out right away.
Right, that would be an effective timeout call then for IPFW if they can, in fact, do that. Tim Heffron, I'm sure, is going to say, you got to settle down. Somebody's got to communicate out there on the floor. If it's not going to be the setter, April Baird, they've got to get some of their passes up to her. Those have been weak so that she can set the ball. When they do get to her, obviously they've been low a couple times. She, like you said, they missed a lift call. They got one. They got her on that last one, and haven't been able to make any quick sets to Dottie in the middle or anything to help out IPFW, so they definitely need to side out right here. We'll see what they can do. Still serving is Joan Ross for the Lady Flyers, and that's going to be a service ace. Not what you want to see coming out of that timeout.
It's real important that IPFW push the middle of this game because it seems like Lewis has some really big tall blockers on the outside who can just sit out there and camp on the outside, high balls to the outside.
That's right, but there's a kill. I believe that was by number 13, Laura Schneeweiss. And IPFW down 7-0. And there's two in a row. Somebody's going to have to wake up on the back row, and Tim Heffron is going to send in, Tiffany Martin is going to come in. He's going to try to shake up that lineup a little bit. Somebody's got to get back there that can receive that serve, and because they're going to continue to pound away at you if you're not going to get it back over the net. Almost a missed call back there. Parrott took the ball. Tiffany Martin and a block straight down by number 13, Laura Schneeweiss.
Yeah, IPFW is really flat right now. That sometimes happens to everyone. Every good team, you hit a flat spot, but they're relaxed and come back.
9-0 is the score. April Bear going outside to Parrott, and it's going to be long. Another point for the Lady Flyers. Heffron really can't do much at this point. He called one timeout. He's going to have to wait here to see if the ladies can do anything. I'm sure he doesn't want to use another one right away. Backside to Parrott, and the block is good. Nice dig by April Bear. And a miscommunication. Bear and Reichart both decided they were going to play that ball. And a miss hit down in the back row. Dottie Porch couldn't handle it by Shawnee Daniels. And it's 11-0 for Lady Flyers. Once again, two people attempting the hit, but Andy Reichart says this time the block isn't there and you're going to eat this.
This should be the turning point for IPFW. They should make right now a real good defensive play right now, get a spark going, get some emotion going so they can come back.
That's right. Laura Schneeweiss and Shawnee Daniels there on the front line for Lewis has been something basically tremendous for them in the first part. And there's your turnaround. There's a service ace. And a point for IPFW. So let's see if that can't keep rolling as Julie Parrott's going to try for another serve here. And maybe if we talk about how good the Flyers have been, IPFW will turn this game right back around.
Good touch block. We need to side out right now.
And they're going to call 2 hits, I believe, on Julie Parrott.
As the ball just stuck in her hand for a few seconds.
And that's a tough break. Coming in to serve is Amanda Grove for the Lady Flyers. I imagine she's their defensive specialist. Setting outside to Tiffany Martin. Oh, and a tough dig by the Lady Flyers, and they're going to send it back over. IPFW with a chance to get this ball right back. Martin again, but a good block. Tough move by Teagarden, but that, I tell you, right there on that front line, Laura Schneeweiss has been nothing but up and over that net, and her hands are always going to be there, so they're either going to have to clear her or go somewhere else.
Miscommunication right there.
And once again, yeah, Schneeweiss hammering it down. 13-1 is the lead right now for the Lady Lewis Flyers. And I tell you what, Tim Heffron says it's time for the second timeout. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. And if you didn't get all of that down, call us at 481-6000. Now, keep an eye out. I'm sure we'll let you know where you can get that free program guide later on in this telecast. So that was a timeout by Tim Heffron. They try to shake up the Lady Flyers as they're only 2 points away from wrapping up game number 1. And we'll see what IPFW can do. And that was a fair shake right there. We got a wide serve and a chance for IPFW basically to get back into this game. If they don't do something pretty soon, it is going to be awfully difficult to turn around and win game number 1. Tiffany Martin with the serve. Outside, nice dig by Dottie Porch, but it went off her arms, and so it's going to be side out, so they turn it right back. Colleen Quinlan with a nice hit. Dottie unable to recover from it, and we're going to have another substitution in for the Lady Flyers. Trisha Hall comes in.
What IPFW needs to do on a block is make the other team hit it down the line. It seems like they're going across court a lot.
Heather Teagarden just basically lifting it up over that block, and that's wide, side out IPFW. So nice break for IPFW, way to play that ball, not allowing them to get that extra point right there, siding back out, back to serve for IPFW is Andy Reichart. And there's a point.
The important key right here is to keep the serve in play. Let the other team make the mistakes.
Reichart with another tough serve. And a nice kill by Colleen Quinlan. Not extremely tall, 5'9" freshman, but she sure can jump and get it up and over. And they've been hitting, like you said earlier, Craig, a lot of cross court. IPFW not aware on that back line. They're having a lot of difficulty making those plays. Once again, 13-2. And Lewis serving here for another point. Becky Lawton. And that's going to count as the service ace, and they are 1 point away from wrapping up game number 1. IPFW needs a side out. April Baird tried for a quick over, and Dottie Porch is going to give him a free ball. This time they go in the center and off the tip, and that's going to be it here for game number 1. 15-2. Lewis Flyers win this first one. So we'll be right back after these short messages.
some. Kevin Costner. Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero? Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
You made it!
Hey, I couldn't have gotten through physics without you.
Yeah, well, you're on your own at college.
It's not fair.
That's all right. I'm gonna get a job, you know, start working, I'm gonna save, and I'll be in college in another year or two.
So, what do you have planned, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go home and make a sandwich. Okay.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
And we're back, and I'm not so sure IPFW is ready to be back quite yet. 15-2 loss here in game number 1 against the Lady Lewis Flyers. And a little bit of statistics that we did get from our good crew in the back is IPFW only had 2 kills there, Craig, in game number 1. And I'm sure we're going to see a shakeup in the lineup, because I don't think right now Tim Heffron could do any worse to maybe try to shuffle some players around and see what he's got.
Yeah, I think every good team comes out and have one bad game. They just need to come back, forget about that game. It's going to be hard and tough to forget about it. And they just need to come out and just be ready to block, pass, and play defense against Lewis.
That's right. Lewis is not an extremely, I don't want to say they're a very athletic team, but they're very young as well. They have a freshman setter as well as a sophomore, Laura Schneeweiss, who we saw an awful lot of there in game number 1, is only a sophomore for that team. So they've got a lot of youth, but they're playing extremely well. Something IPFW needs to do is to, they've got the youth on their team, and they also have that athletic ability, but they've got to combine that together and add that with a little bit of communication out there on the floor and be comfortable with where they are. And I'm sure they can play with this team. We just didn't see it at all in game number 1, but they've got their chance here in game number 2. Hopefully they shook off that quick loss. I don't think they have much to think about, really. It went so fast. And we're going to see Amy Lubin's going to start back with the serve for us here. We'll see what she can get going. They're going to go right inside, and they slam it down, and it's off the block. Joan Ross.
Yeah, Lewis seems like they're pushing the middle a lot and they're relying on the middle hitters.
Well, IPFW has a strong middle hitter in Dottie Porch. Unfortunately, they have not been able to set to her very well, but they return the favor right there with a block, a nice power kill through the block, and that's going to be credited to Julie Parrott.
It's kind of hard to set the middle if you don't have a pass, if the pass is not passed correctly up to the setter's position.
Dottie Porch with the serve. It's 0-0 here in game 2. IPFW, nice idea. Quick tip over the top by Trisha Hall. And I tell you, if the kill isn't there and they see the block, they've been real aware of where people are on the floor. And if they can't knock it down, they're going to just knock it over the top of your heads with a nice little tip. And they earn another side out. So IPFW yet to get a point here, or as far as that, Lewis in game number 2. Colleen Quinlan had the serve, and they thought that was out, and that was the fault of Colleen Quinlan, who we just talked about. I called it out. She didn't realize quite where the line was. Side out IPFW. Andy Reichardt coming back into the game for Carrie Herdman. Amy Reidenbach back with the serve. Quick set to the middle. This time it didn't go, and that would have been a double hit by Laura Schneeweiss. This time IPFW was awake to that quick set in the middle and able to block it. Point IPFW. IPFW with the chance for another point here, and Dottie thought it was going to be wide, and it was called in, so it's side out, Lady Flyers.
Miscommunication on that part. That's what's called a free ball. When you have a free ball, the two passers want to be primarily responsible for the whole court.
That time it went for a quick set to Andy Reichart. She got it down. Nice dig by Lubin. They're going outside to Daniels. Dottie Porch was there to play it outside to Heather Teagarden, and she goes cross court. Oh, and it would be a free ball, but it's not going to make it back for IPFW, and it's going to be a side out.
Great dig by Lubin. IPFW needs more of those sparks to turn around and turn it into kills.
Back to serve Julie Parrott for the Lady Volleyball. And the serve's long. That's some of the mistakes that we saw a little bit in yesterday in the game against St. Joe. Critical little minuscule errors, and you know, they're not anything real huge, but they always came at a wrong time. And once again, that's right when IPFW needed a good serve, and they served it a little bit long.
Shank pass by Heather.
And free ball once again for Lewis, and they're going to go to Colleen Quinlan, and she's going to get it. Point, Lady Flyers. Right now, IPFW just doesn't need to let any momentum get swinging their way, get a side out right here, and that's going to take it right. We'll take the free one from the Lady Flyers as a service error into the net. Teagarden back with the serve. And return the favor back the other way, and that's 2 errors in a row off the serve for IPFW. And Tim's looking up off the bench and looking down his line. I'm not quite sure if he's thinking if he wants to put someone in or if he's just that upset. He figures he better get up off the bench and move around. Schneeweiss with the serve.
Great pass.
Lubin outside. Oh, nice hit by Dottie. Free ball, chance to get this back their way. Lubin's going to go inside. Nice quick set. Andy Reichart on the ball in the middle. Once again with the block. And Lewis unable to play it. So nice playing there on the inside by Andy Reichart. See if she can get anything rolling off the serve. And that almost was going to be a service ace. They get it back over. A chance for a point for IPFW. Nice quick set by Lubin, but it was wide. Nice tip over, I should say. She was just...
That should have been a point on the part of IPFW. That's a free ball. That's just like a team giving you a point. They need to convert on those.
Coming in, Carrie Herdman. Again, Lewis having a little bit of difficulties on the serve. Becky Lawton with the service there, and Lubin's going to be back on the serve. 1-1 in game number 2 after losing 15-2 in game 1. IPFW trying to get something rocking, rolling. They're not going to do it as Colleen Quinlan comes down strong over the middle.
That time she came around for the X combination, which meant the middle blocker left first, which IPFW jumped with their middle, and she was open free with no block up.
Good jump serve by Lewis. Dottie Porch getting back over to the back row. Nice dig by the Lady Flyers off the block. Nice dig by Lubin. Dottie, and it'll be a free ball if they can get it back over, but it's out of play. So Lewis gets another point, 2-1. Tim Heffron, usually pretty quiet and sitting on the bench, is walking up and down right now. But that's a favor for IPFW. I tell you what, the Lady Flyers are giving them every opportunity at every turn of this game to get back into it.
Yes, he's a little frustrated right now because his team is just going through the motions right now.
Well, when you've got Lewis, who just pounded you in game number 1, 15-2, giving you every chance you can to get back into the game, and you're not doing anything with those chances, that's got to be a little bit frustrating. Coming in is Karen Jordan for Lewis, and taking a seat will be Tricia Hall. Lubin with the set to Teagarden, and there's a cross-court kill. So that's a good sign, side out for Fort Wayne, and Amy Reidenbach will be back to serve. Coming back in, I'm sure, for that front line is Andy Reichart. Carrie Herdman goes back down to the bench. And finally, a really good serve for Reidenbach, and IPFW gets a point.
And they seem to be picking it up right now, getting really emotional.
Amy still with the serve. IPFW needing to get a few points here, and nice eyes tip, but way to play by Parrott outside to Teagarden. She tries to tip the other way. See if we can get it set up. Teagarden goes right into the block, but the hands were turned out, not in. Ball goes out of bounds, point, IPFW.
Nice chisel off the block right there, out of bounds. Point, IPFW.
Reidenbach with another good serve. Lubin goes outside of Teagarden. She goes for the tip. Good play by Lewis. They're going to go outside. Daniels unable to go anywhere with it. Teagarden with another swing. One of these are going to go down. And it's going to be for the Lewis Flyers as Laura Schneeweiss finds an opening in the middle. Side out. The Lady Flyers. Backside to Parrott, into the block. Side out IPFW.
Yes, IPFW is finally realizing that they can't hit the ball straight down against this tall blocking team. They're going off the hands, hitting high off the hands and the elbows out of bounds.
This one outside of Daniels, but we have a lift call, point, IPFW. So now the momentum does seem to be shifting a little bit toward the Lady Volleyball, and we'll see what they can do with it as Parrott still serving. 4-2, IPFW with the lead, and that's going to hit the floor first, service ace.
IPFW with real 2 quick points. The setter for Lewis had a little bit of trouble setting the dinner table, and now Jeannie Parrott with ace.
Quick tip over, IPFW really on the ball right now. Teagarden gets it back over. And a miss hit there by Laura Schneeweiss, and she thought she was tall enough to get it back over the net. IPFW 6-2 right now over the Flyers. That's what we need to see right now. Things are rolling, and I thought so. We're going to see a timeout for Lewis as they don't want to get too far behind here in game number 2 like IPFW did in 1. And we'll see what they have to say after this quick break. Tune in to Channel 6 Friday evening to watch the Thoroughbreds from Kentucky State University take on the IPFW Lady Volleyball. Catch all that action on IPFW Volleyball right here on Channel 6. And if you don't want to catch it on TV, hey, come on out and join us out here. And it's a lot better. There's a lot of little activities that go on. And airplane fly here after game number 2. Get a chance to dump an airplane in to a swimming pool. It's a little wet outside, so pools are in the conversation right now. If you get it in, you'll earn a chance at the end of the season to earn some plane tickets, I believe, anywhere in the continental USA. And that's a nice little prize, but you can't do that from home watching us on TV. But if you can't get out here, we're glad you do tune in. IPFW, we'll see if they can keep it going. Julie Parrott with the serve. Almost another service ace, and it's going to be a free ball for IPFW. A chance for another point. Lubin sets it backside to Teagarden cross court. Nice dig.
Net call on Lewis.
And point IPFW. Trisha Hall into the net for the Lady Flyers. 7-2 IPFW. Another nice serve for Parrish. She's rocking and rolling for IPFW. Andy Reichart with a quick kill.
Right now, IPFW is putting the ball in play and let Lewis make the mistakes.
That's right. And the crowd is really into it now, and I think that'll really help out IPFW. 8-2 lead here. Game number 2.
Great serve by Julie. Great dig by Julie. Moving with the back set to Heather. All right, split the defense.
Heather Teagarden with another kill. Already IPFW with at least 5 unofficially kills here in game number 2. So they're definitely getting the set to that front line, which is real important.
What Lewis is doing right now, they're trying to slow up the play, slowly take the tempo out of the game right now, and make Julie think about this next serve, which she nails.
They go outside to Daniels, and she goes cross court through the block. We have not seen a lot of Shawnee Daniels here in game number 2, but that was a very consistent, very tough play by her to go through the block and cross court, and they get a side out. Lubin with a tough time to get to that. Teagard just gets it back over. Back court. Oh, Andy Reichardt with the block.
What a roof. She's not letting anybody in the house tonight.
That's what IPFW needs, someone to step up on that defense on the front row, and Andy's ready. She's bring it on. Heather Teagard with the serve. A lot of Fort Wayne players here playing for IPFW. Nice cross-court kill by Laura Schneeweiss. Tough break for IPFW just after a high emotional play like they did with Reichardt on the last block, and to let that one totally get by. They've got to get right back up, side out on this serve here by Schneeweiss. Still 9-2, IPFW not giving up any points outside to Dottie Porch. And she goes cross-court and down, and this was going to be wide. Point. Dottie was trying to call for the tip there.
She gets the touch on the block by the line judge.
And they did call it. It was a late call. The net official first called it side out. Andy Reichardt back for the serve. Outside and down for Colleen Quinlan. So side out for Lewis. IPFW going to bring in Carrie Herdman here. Definitely defensive specialist for IPFW. He's going to bring Andy Reichardt out of the game for a moment.
Great pass by Julie.
Nice hit by Amy Reidenbach. Quinlan, nice dig in the back row by Carrie Herdman. Dottie Porch swinging, and this time it's wide, though. She's not going to get off the tip. Point, Lady Flyers.
Great dig by Carrie Herdman back there.
That was served by Becky Lawton. Outside to Dottie Porch. Not swinging as hard that time, but IPFW with the chance here, unable to get to it. It's Julie Parrott. And that back row is going to have to wake up if it gets through the front. Short lineup up there right now with Lubin last night. St. Joe took it to her every time she was on that front line.
Great save by Amy right there. Good touch block, ball's up. Joust at the net, and Lewis wins the joust.
Colleen Quinlan. Last night, Lubin had a match up there on the front net and won. That time she lost. I guess she's 1-1. Not a bad record for right now. We'll be right back after these short messages. Stay tuned.
Check it out!
The campus has it all.
Learn it, or work it, or play it, just do it. It's a cool place. Call now! Go to work, go to school, go ahead.
Welcome back. IPFW taking on the Lady Flyers from Lewis University, and it's been a battle here in game number 2. IPFW up by 4, 9-5. Still serving is Becky Lawton for the Lady Flyers. Outside to Dottie Porch, and against the block, and they're going to get her into the net.
Set was a little bit tight that time.
Point Lewis, 9-6. Coming back in is April Baer for Amy Lubin, so they're going to try to bring April in to see if her setting is any better right now. Tough break for Amy. Give her a rest, though. She's only a freshman playing tough, and a battle once again on the line against April, calling for someone else to touch it. She was unable to for the second time. Outside to Colleen Quinlan, and this time it's long.
That was a great swing by Carrie Herman coming off the back row with the pipe set.
April Bear back with the serve. 9-6 IPFW leads here in game number 2. And service error. April having a tough time with her serves, including yesterday. Small errors, but they add up. Colleen Quinlan back with the serve. Jump serve is good. This time the set's going to go outside. And over by Daniels, but a good dig. And then a kill, but they're going to call it off the block.
Great play by Julie. She came through with a dig. She hit the floor. She popped back up and got the kill off the block.
Julie Parrott everywhere that time. Kathy Cope, someone we haven't seen yet here today, is going to come in. Dottie Porch is going to get a quick rest. Tough position to come in and get a good serve off, but she does, and that's going to be a point. It's a break from the Lady Flyers. Got to get that pass up to their setter, and theirs was a little low, something we've seen from IPFW here in game 2 and in game 1. So it's nice to see the favor being returned the other way. 10-6 IPFW leads, a chance here to gain a couple more points towards closing down game number 2.
Another great serve.
Outside to Daniels, free ball IPFW.
Chance to score right here.
Tough break as it was a bad pass up to Amber, unable to set it up, and Shawnee Daniels just pretty much overshadowed April on the line.
As Coach Heffron gets off the bench and takes a walk because he knew his team was supposed to have a point at that time.
It's hard to lose a point on a free chance, and outside to Parrott, and nothing but...
Great hammer down the line.
Kill, Julie Parrott.
That line shot is open all night.
Colleen Quinlan had to eat that one from Parrott. Let's see if that doesn't get something going for IPFW. Amy Reidenbach will be back for the serve. Still 10-6. They're not giving up any points. They're siding right back out, and that's the way you have to play it. If you're gonna give it up, you want to side right back out. Shawnee Daniels cross court, and that's going to count as a kill against Kathy Culp. Heffron having a rough time down there on the bench.
We're going to have to go down to the training room and get him a couple of aspirin.
I think so. And Parrott, nothing but a block. What a wall by Shawnee Daniels. I tell you what, she's stepping up her game a little bit, and they're right back into this 10-7. And service error, so once again, it's handed right back over. Lewis says, oh, well, we got a point, but we're going to give it back to you. See what you can do with it. Now's IPFW's chance to do something with it. Let's see if they can with this serve here by Julie Parrott. Good jump serve. They're going to go back outside to Daniels. Time, nice dig by Teagarden. Back outside to Teagarden. She's swinging hard. And it is not going to be a free ball for IPFW as Lewis is unable to get it back across the net. Point, IPFW. 11-7. And another substitution. Coming back in is Karen Jordan. Trisha Hall will have a seat there for the Lady Flyers. Julie Parrott here with another serve. And it was play. They called it out, but it wasn't. And Trisha Teagarden wide awake on that front line. She gets a kill and another point for IPFW, 12-7. Now the substitution, they're going to try to shake it up over here. Tara Lovekamp coming in. Parrott once again with the serve, 12-7 lead IPFW. They're going to go for the quick set inside, but wide awake was Parrott. Teagarden with the swing, and it goes down. Momentum swinging back to IPFW, 13-7 lead here in game number 2. And we have a timeout for Lewis University. I don't know, they got to talk about this. They were right back into this game, 10-7, and all of a sudden IPFW runs 3 quick points up on the board. They're up 13-7. I'm sure Tim has some choice words for the girls. They are up in this game, but they've had some difficulty. He just wants to see them play like they have. Basically, the last 2 points, they've done very well, and I'm sure he wants to see a lot more of that to finish out this game. Let's wrap it up. Let's not give them a side out. Let's get these 2 points and get out of game number 2 with a win here and force this into game 4.
Yeah, the important thing right now is for Julie Parrott is to keep the serve in play and let Lewis make the mistake this time.
And Lewis has helped IPFW out in that spectrum so far this game. They've given them all kinds of opportunities to score, but Parrott doesn't have to worry about them making a mistake with the serve like that, and that's an ace, 14-7. Serving for game number 2, Julie Parrott. Sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, played at Bishop's Winger. Beautiful serve and battling on the net. They get it back over. IPFW going to set it up. Abel Bear goes outside to Teagarden. She goes cross court. It's a kill. IPFW comes back to win game number 2, 15-7 after losing it 15-2 in game number 1. So IPFW with the win here in game 2. And we're going to be right back. And we're going to be back with a lot more highlight volleyball action, so stay with us.
Vince, come on, we're late.
This head magnet is more fun than going through a windshield.
Good night from Iron Maiden. Drive home safe. Remember to strap yourselves in with your safety belts. You don't want to end up like Eddie.
Belt up. Don't be a dummy.
Time for a little math test. What's the common denominator of the following situations? Time's up, and the answer is algebra. Not what you expected? Neither is the new PBS series I'm hosting. I'm Saul Garfunkel, and the series is called In Simplest Terms. Join me as we bring college algebra down to earth.
After dating the guy forever, you think I could tell him anything. Why is this so hard? I'm really scared.
It takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm gonna drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
This is just one of the many parts you can play as a young Red Cross volunteer. Volunteer and play your part.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Ma'am, excuse me. Could you help me, please? Sir, could you help me, please? My little girl, she needs blood. Could you help me?
I'm sorry.
Somebody, please. My daughter, she needs blood. Could you please help? Somebody help me.
Imagine if you had to ask for blood to save the life of someone you love. Next time the American Red Cross asks, give blood, please.
And we're back, and hopefully you've enjoyed all this volleyball action today. Lewis taking the first game very quickly, 15-2, but IPFW coming back and winning game number 2, 15-7, and we're coming up on game number 3 here real shortly. IPFW having to wake up, I believe, after game number 1. They had no choice, and really battling back here and playing Lewis very effectively in game number 2. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of the same, hopefully, coming out in game number 3. The quick play and being able to set quickly inside. April Baer came in and switched with Amy Lubin, was able to get that set off on the inside. Andy Reichart playing tough on the front line, as well as Heather Teagarden with a few kills and Dottie Porch. So IPFW just basically wanting to start play here in game number 3 the way they left the end of the game at game number 2. Tim Heffron finally able to sit down and relax a little bit. He's the head coach here for IPFW, and I'm sure after the quick loss in game number 1 and then just the frustrations, Lewis totally gave IPFW many opportunities to basically walk away with game number 2, but IPFW not able to take a lot of those points when they were offered to them, and Tim Heffron was walking the line more than once. And IPFW, I'm sure, getting warmed up here so that they can start game number 3 just where they left off. What do you think, Craig, after game number 2? What do they need to do here in 3?
What they need to do here in 3 is do the same thing they did in 2 and not do the same thing they did in 1. I know that sounds like a puzzle, but no, seriously, they just need to come out, forget about game number 1, forget about game number 2, and just get an attitude and really come out and crush Lewis. Because if they mess around with Lewis, Lewis will come back and take him to a game number 5, which we do not want today.
No, I don't think IPFW wants to play 5 after playing 3 last night here. So hopefully they can come out here, like you said, with an attitude. And we saw some of that starting to build at the end of game number 2 with Andy Reichart on the front line. And she's sitting down right now out on the floor. We've got April Baer, who's obviously going to be starting the set. Well, not necessarily. Yes, April Baer's out there to start the set. We've also got Amy Reidenbach and Dottie Porch down on the line for IPFW. Julie Parrott and Carrie Herdman is going to start game number 3. So we'll see what kind of a lineup that does for IPFW.
We have Norman Amovadar, Felipe Relat, Noodle, known as Mike Tremolian, and Dave Hall all doing stats down there.
Felipe tried to throw a plane into the pool, and he was way off, so he has no chance to fly anywhere in the USA after today's event anyway. Maybe he'll get another chance on another day. We did have, as a matter of fact, we don't get to see that between the games, but about 3 people did manage to make their paper airplanes fly into the middle of the court, and so they'll get to come back and try one more time at the end of the year to win some tickets. Colleen Quinlan is going to start out the game for Lewis, and it would be real beneficial for IPFW to side out right away here and start off game number 3 in the right fashion.
Great pass by Heather. And
tough break for Julie Parrott.
A miss hit by Julie. She didn't think the set was coming to her, and she wasn't ready for that.
Service error, so that's helpful for IPFW. That'll be a side out as Lewis starts out 1-0 here in game number 3. Dottie Porch back to serve for the Lady Dons. Good serve by Dottie. They're going to go outside to Shawnee Daniels. She goes cross court. Nice dig, but it's not good enough for Carrie Herdman, and it'll be side out for the Lady Flyers. I'm not sure I'd want to be on the receiving ends of that cross-court hit by Shawnee Daniels. She really swings hard. That's why I sit up here, definitely. Karen Jordan with the serve. April Baer's going to go outside to Teagarden, cross-court. I'm going to say Colleen Quinlan unable to play it, but I thought they were going to get to it there in the back row, but they could not, and IPFW gets a side out. Amy Reidenbach will back from the serve, and then I'll bring Andy Reichart in. Let's see if that attitude is still there on that front line. She was ready to take on anyone there in game number 2. She's not going to get the chance, though, with that serve. Air IPFW side out for Lady Flyers. 1-0. They lead here in game 3. Joan Ross.
Great pass by Julie. Set to the outside. Heather with the straight down kill. Great execution by IPFW. They need to keep that up and finish out this game.
That's right. We need to see a lot more of that from Heather Teagarden on the outside. Julie Parrott back to the serve. Chance to tie it up 1-1, and that's going to be it with the A serve. IPFW 1-1 here early in game number 3. And we already know we're going to take it to 4, but after IPFW wins this one, that's going to be it. We're going to predict today and be right this time. Heather Teagarden once again off the block. So April's setting well to Heather right now, and she's swinging hard, and that block is unable to control her for the Lady Flyers.
Yes, they're executing really well right now.
Parrott with another efficient serve. Andy Reichard, eat this one, she says. They're not going to set it up. Andy's not going to give it a chance to set it up as it came right to her over the top of the net.
Yes, if IPFW scores another point right now, we should see a timeout by Lewis.
Outside to Shawnee Daniels off the block.
Great touch block.
They're going to try to go cross court, but it's wide. Point IPFW. 4-1. IPFW starting off the really nice lead, and Lewis did call for that timeout. I tell you what, Greg, you were right on that one. We saw her stand up. She thought about it a second, decided, yeah, right now's the time I need to talk to these girls. Let's get this straightened out. 4-1. IPFW, we do not want to let them get away again here in game number 3. We were not able to catch back up once we did in game number 2. Basically, it was the give and go on game number 1. IPFW got way behind in game number 1, tried to come back, made a little bit of an effort, no chance. Game number 2, IPFW sprung out, got the quick lead. Lewis with a much better battle back into the game. As a matter of fact, 10-7, IPFW able to put 3 quick points on the board though to take that out to 13-7 and then wrap that one up 15-7. So IPFW wants to keep it rolling right here, and a good serve by Parrott. They're going to go backside.
Good touch, and Julie just couldn't chase it down.
That's Laura Schneeweiss, and I tell you, that name, I have to think about it every time I say it. First time we've seen her since game number 1, really even touching the ball. Debbie Urban with the serve. Going for the quick over was April Bear, and they're going to go to Colleen, and Quinlan gets it down. You can't set the block 2 feet away from the net, or there's all kinds of space when it comes off your hands to drop down in front of you, and that's what happened. 4-2. Lewis Flyers on their way back. Heather Teagarden with a nice hit, and we got into the net there, and it was a tough break because April Bear was into it, ready to get Andy Reichard all set up, and if they can just get a side out here, they're all right. Still 4-3. Don't want to give this extra point up to the Lady Flyers, though. And there's that quick set to Andy Reichard, and that's what they wanted to do the last time, unable to do it. They execute it this time, and they get a side out. Heather Teagarden with the serve. Lewis is going to go, and once again, there's Schneeweiss. April Bear going to Dottie Porch. She's swinging, and it goes down.
Great cross-court hit by Dottie. Great execution on the free ball over the net.
It will make it tough for most defense if they can swing Dottie from the middle to the outside. They're never going to know where she's coming from. Outside to Quinlan. Nice dig in the back by Reidenbach, and a battle on the front row.
Free ball, IPFW.
April Bear outside to Dottie, and this time it was not able to set it up for her, and it's going to be a side out for the Lady Flyers. 5-3, IPFW leading here in game 3. Laura Schneeweiss with the serve. April Bear's going to set it this time for Reichard over the block. Once again, back at him, and that's the way to go. If you're not going to get it the first time, swing it the second. Side out IPFW. Andy Reichard will be back with the serve. Andy, only a freshman, played for Woodland, home of player here for the men's team, former player.
Great.
Outside to Dottie Porch, and off the block. As it went wide, but it hit off the block, and point IPFW, 6-3. And we're gonna have a service error. Tough break for IPFW. I think there, if they got that serve over just into play, that's all they wanted. Carrie Herdman's gonna come back in, defensive specialist for IPFW. Annie Reichart will take a quick seat. I'm sure we'll see her back into this game shortly. Becky Lawton with the serve for the Flyers. April Bear gonna go back to Heather Teagarden, back row. She doesn't get it to fall, and that's long though. They wanted to call off the block, but it wasn't there.
I think they wanted a net call too on that play. I think one of the IPFW volleyball players hit the net on that one.
Well, either one of them, what they wanted, they didn't get. And so it's a nice break for IPFW. April Bear back to the serve, 6-3. Colleen Quinlan goes for the tip over the block. April Bear back sets. Julie Parrott, cross court wide. April Bear trying to get everybody settled down up there. Let's go. So's Dottie, just a tough break there, no big deal. Let's get it right back right here. Quinlan with the good serve, April with the tough set. Dottie just gets it back over, and it's wide.
Lewis is slowly creeping back into this match.
That's another point for them, 6-4, short serve. April's gonna set it back set to Dottie Porch, nice block. And unable to get it back over. Heather Teagarden from the back row. Julie Parrott got an arm on it, but it was way too low for any chance for April to get her arms under to get it back over for Lewis. 6-5. Right now, a side out's real important. April sets it outside to Parrott and off the block. So it's all tied up here. 6-6, the first tie we've seen in a long time in either game.
IPFW is hitting into the block. They're hitting cross court, which the block is actually taking away that cross court shot. IPFW needs to position themselves, their hitters, into a position where they can hit down the line.
Quinlan definitely serving there for the front row, but a service error instead, and IPFW gets a side out. Dottie Porch back to serve. Outside to Schneel.
Great dig by Heather.
Heather Teagarden, tough dig by Colleen Quinlan, I'm sorry, and then there was the block. Point, IPFW. Dottie with another serve. They're gonna try to set it up, the quick set to the middle. IPFW goes outside to Heather Teagarden. She gets it over the block, and that's wide. Point for the Lady Dons. So once again, they let them back into it 6-6, but they get a couple quick points. They're back up 8-6, and the momentum is definitely their way. That's why we're going to see this timeout here by the Lady Flyers. She does not want to let this game get away at all, and we're going to be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
Competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on, for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay #1 in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
And we're back with another nice serve by Dottie Porch. And once again, IPFW trying to get this set up. They don't want to give this back to the Lady Flyers. That's what that timeout was all about, trying to shake up IPFW. We want to keep the momentum our way. Quick set in the middle to Amy Reidenbach, and it scores a point for the Lady Dons. Substitution into the ball game for the Lady Flyers. Number 11, Debbie Urban, coming in for Trisha Hall. And they're going to try a few new faces on their lineup as well to try to get something to work for them, as they're struggling here in game number 3 to just stay in it. Outside to Daniels. She's cross court. Tell you what, you don't have that block up. That's a tough one to get. She's swinging and it's going down.
It's an easy block if IPFW are just reaching an angle and just take away the angle of attack. She's hit every ball cross court so far.
Debbie Urban with the good serve. We just saw her come in. Heather Teagarden, and it's going to be in. Line judge says it hit in, so side out IPFW. And that's another straight hit for Teagarden, and you said those lines have been open all night. It's a quick side out. Amy Reidenbach with the serve. IPFW leading here in game number 3, 9-6. Outside of Daniels, once again, she was going cross court, but the block was up and effective, and Heather Teagarden slams that one through.
That was a great touch block by IPFW blockers to touch that ball, get it back on the same side, and execute that play.
Tara Lovekamp, after that tough break, is going to come out of the game, and coming in for her is Joan Ross. Amy Reidenbach with another serve, 10-6. IPFW leads here in game number 3. See where they go. They're going to go backside this time, and another block by Heather Teagarden. Outside this time to Daniels. Once again, she tried to go cross court. It's going to be a free ball. IPFW with the chance here for a point. April Baer sets it to Andy Reichart. Nice dig for Lady Flyers. Quinlan and Andy's right back up on the net, and she went up one more time. Oh, tough break as she was continually jumping on that line. I tell you, 3 or 4 times she needs some help up there. Side out Lewis. Nice job though, IPFW. I don't think they lost any momentum on that. That was just a tough break, and see if they can get a side out right here. Teagarden's going to get it right back over. Free ball chance for Lewis. Outside to Daniels. She went cross court where she's gone, like you said, all night, and puts it down for a point. 10-7.
That time I think she hit over the block. She snapped the ball really high and went for the deep shot.
April to Andy Reichart. Nice job by Andy to notice only one blocker up and just to get it right off to the left of her hands. And side out IPFW, Julie Parrott, 10-7. They never want to give up more than a point. They've been real effective at that here in game number 3. Parrott with a good serve. They're going to go outside to Daniels. Here she goes again. Nice idea by Dottie outside of Teagarden. And oh, just a little bit short. The block was there, but I don't know if that was an intimidation factor or just a little bit of a low set. Side out for the Flyers. 10-7. Once again, IPFW not wanting to give away more than 1 point here. Hopefully side back out. April Baer, she's going to back set to Andy Reichart. And Dottie Porch, if they can get it back over, it's going to be a free ball for Lewis, but still playable for IPFW. Outside to Colleen Quinlan. Nice block by Reichart and April Baer. They're going to go right back to Quinlan. And this time she puts it through. Dottie Porch and Amy Reidenbach on the back line. Too much action in the front row. Fall asleep in the back. That's a point, 10-8. April Baer takes it on her own this time.
Great dump by April. They thought she was going to send it to the outside, and she had a free kill on the floor.
That's one thing with April being a hitter. She's effective at maybe noticing those a little bit more and taking that on all of her own. She's had this role one of the times she was playing behind Jill Lyons, a great setter for IPFW last year. So battle on the floor. Dottie Porch is not going to win this one. Side out Lewis. IPFW wants to keep the momentum going their way. Lewis really trying to fire themselves up right now. They want to get back into this ball game, 10-8. And we'll see what happens here. Laura Schneeweiss with the serve. I'm sure we're going to see some of it back as Dottie swings and off the block. And let's see if we don't see a little bit of that enthusiasm back on IPFW's side. It was a nice job there to earn a quick side out, not allowing any of that enthusiasm that Lewis was trying to show out there on the floor. Take anything away. Colleen Quinlan, and off the block, side out.
Great touch block by April. Somebody just chase the ball down and dig it up.
Back to serve is Becky Lawton. See what IPFW does. April Bear outside to Dottie, and eat that one.
That was a hard cross-court shot angle. She hit the ball about on the 10-foot line that time.
Dottie can really jump out there on the floor, and if she has a wide open shot, it's going to come at you pretty hard. They go for the middle. Porch is there at the block, and we got a lift call. Joan Ross, nowhere to go but to try to lift that ball up, as Dottie was there for the block.
That was a combination play where X2, whereas the back person comes and try to fake out the middle blocker, but Dottie didn't fall for it.
There you go, outside to Ross. Nice block there by Parrott. April going to set it up. Dottie not without a chance for much of a swing on that one. Parrott once again. April with the set, back to Parrott, and she goes for a quick tip, and the block was there. Debbie Urban.
IPFW needs that overpass. Was kind of tight to the net when they got passed over. They just need to step up there and put it down Lewis's throat.
11-8. The game really hasn't, IPFW has not walked away with it, nor has Lewis been able to really get back in it. So IPFW needing to side right back out here. Parrott with a hard hit. Quinlan with a good dig. Outside of Daniels. Free ball IPFW. April's going to go. Oh, nice job by Amy Breidenbach. Oh, that was wide. Nice shot because the set wasn't there, and Amy was able to get it back over anyway. But it was just a little bit wide, and Lewis does earn a point out of that, 11-9. Dottie Porch swinging hard. Nice dig. And they're going to have a tough time. They got it over. I almost thought that was going to be 4 hits, but it was off the block on the first one. And a tough break for Parrott. Another point for Lewis. Now you don't want to have any more points. 11-10, and we're going to get a timeout right here by Tim Heffron, as he does not want to allow Lewis to tie this game back up here in game number 3. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805, or please call us at 481-6000, and we'll get one of those out to you so you can definitely stay tuned to Channel 6 and watch all the programming, as well as catch all these fine athletics that take place here in the Hilliard Gates Stadium. Right now it's the Volley Dome, and IPFW trying to hang on here to game number 3 as they lead 11-10, losing game 1 15-2, winning game 2 15-7, and they're hanging on. April Bear is going to go outside to Julie Parrott, who's swinging hard.
Great line shot. Line is open all night long. She just whips it down there.
And we're going to have a substitution. Who is Tim Heffron going to be bringing in? And it's going to be Tiffany Martin. Let's see if Martin can get anything rolling for IPFW on the point board. 11-10. They lead by 1 here in game 3. Martin with a good serve. Okay, let's see what they try to set up. They go outside to Daniels, and once again, she didn't really go cross court, right down the middle. That back line has got to wake up because that's where she's sending it.
IPFW needs to do something about that. Either rotate 2 diggers in that position or get a touch block on that ball.
So she's gone to pretty much the same place all night long, and should be able to stop her. Heather Teagarden goes for the corner, and she gets it. So side out IPFW. Okay, let's see if IPFW can get anything going. Amy Reidenbach with the serve. Backside, nice dig by Reidenbach, but not good enough, and there's a side out for the Lady Flyers. 11-10, IPFW right here. Side out's real important. Don't let the Flyers back into this. Tie this up 11-11, and they're going to add to that themselves, service error. So IPFW gets a free chance here to gain a couple quick points on the board and make this game really difficult, really take out any enthusiasm or momentum that Lewis has here by being able to hang on. And right here's their chance. Here's that free ball, a chance for a point. They should get one out of this. Andy Reichart, nice block on the front, but Andy battles it again.
Chance for another point right here.
Right here, Heather Teagarden. Oh, and a beautiful block. Nice try by Amy Reidenbach, but I tell you, those blocks were there. Laura Schneeweiss, Shawnee Daniels, and Becky Lawton all on the front line battling away there. Coming in to serve is Amanda Grove for Lewis. I tell you, it's been a battle. Lewis not willing to give up those couple points to IPFW. They're not going to rest here, I think, till they tie this up. IPFW just needs to keep battling away. And not returning the free favors to him. Outside to Teagarden, off the block. Nice job by Reichardt. Back outside to Teagarden. Down the line, good dig in the back row. Once again, Andy Reichardt, and another dig, and that's 2 in a row by Debbie Urban in the back.
Free ball. Chance to execute in the middle.
And they're going to go outside to Teagarden. Oh, dig once again by Urban. Playing tough. Quinlan, another free ball. A chance for IPFW right now. Get this back. Andy Reichardt, and that one's going to be tough to get back.
Another free ball. Chance for another point.
Let's go here, ladies. This time outside of Teagarden. She's going to slam it one more time.
Long rally here.
Quinlan with the slam herself, and IPFW not awake on that back row. I don't know. What do you have to say about that, Craig? That's twice now they've scored coming to that back row after nice long volleys.
Yes, IPFW came with a great touch block. Back court is not on their toes back there. They're just flat on their feet.
Andy Reichardt, let's see if we can get this back. It's all tied up, 11-11. They're going to go for back row. Out to Teagarden. She puts it down. Nice dig by Quinlan. And wake up back there, and nice move by April Baer to come from the front. Heather Teagarden, it's a free ball for Lewis. Let's see if IPFW can do anything with it.
Great touch, long rally.
Good play by both teams. You're seeing excellent volleyball here. And that was wide, and Lewis is real upset because they were just more than positive that that was a touch there by IPFW. And that may be enough momentum to swing it towards IPFW. They really need to use that break. I think that was a break for them, and I think they need to use that to their benefit here on the serve.
Heather Teagarden back to serve. Chance for a point right here. IPFW should work the middle.
April Baer over to Tiffany Martin, and she gets a kill. Oh, that's what IPFW needed to see after that break. They got a quick point. 12-11, IPFW up by 1. Substitution, we're going to see Dottie Porch coming back in. Tiffany Martin takes a seat back down on the bench, and Heather Teagarden back on the serve. Right now, if IPFW can rack up another point, I think that'll really burst the bubble for Lewis as long as they've hung in here. They're going to go outside to Quinlan.
Great dig.
Great dig by Reidenbach, and Parrott puts it down the line, and it's in.
Parrott hitting from the backcourt blue position, which is called the blue. We have 3 spots from the back row, a blue, which is on the right side, a red, which is on the left side, and the pipe is in the middle. And Julie just hit out the blue set right down the line.
And Lewis is calling for a quick substitution here before that serve. Tara Lovekamp, they waited till almost right before the whistle was going to blow on the serve, probably to try to shake Teagarden up a little bit on that back line. 13-11, one more point for IPFW here, and hopefully they'll be able to wrap it up. Good serve, set out to Quinlan, off the block. Get that block up there. Andy's right there, ready to battle it off. Quinlan one more time. This time they get it through the arms. The arms were apart on Andy Reichardt, and tough break, side out for Lewis. Schneeweiss with the serve. IPFW looking for a quick side out. Dottie Porch says, take that one.
They're on fire right now. Everyone is really pumped up and excited. They want to close this game out right now.
And we'll see if Andy Reichardt could do it. Last night she was able to wrap up game number 3. They were at 14 at that point, and she was the one after many side outs that could finally get that last point for IPFW. Let's see if she can get point number 14 for them. Oh, and a tough break off the block this time, April Barrett. Side out, Lewis University. And a whistle by the official, another substitution coming in. Carrie Herdman's going to come in for Andy Reichardt. It's all right, as long as we've got that substitutions coming in. Let's just get another side out here. This is Carrie's position on the back row here. See what she can do. This time to Parrott. Up to April's going to go outside again to Dottie. She's swinging hard. But they're going to go backside. And Dottie with the block. If they get it over, free ball for IPFW. They need this side out. April Baer setting it up once again for Dottie. She's swinging. outside to Quinlan. Quinlan's going to go down cross court, and that's going to be a point.
Middle blocker just a little bit late getting over there, and Lewis just snapped the ball, hit right over her.
13-12, IPFW leading by 1 here in game number 3.
Great pass by Heather.
April Bear out to Dottie, and antenna, it's going to be wide. And Dottie needs to not let this get her frustrated right now. And I think that was a good call by Tim Heffron to call a timeout, because that frustration doesn't need to be seen on the floor. It's tied up 13 apiece, and they definitely need to just settle down, play the way they've been playing, and they'll be there. You know, they can wrap up this game. They haven't given it away, but I tell you, Lewis, talk about a battling team. They're not going to give up any points very easily. And IPFW is just going to have to get a side out here real quick and close them down a little bit, and I'm sure they can get a couple more points on the board. This is a real crucial serve here for the Flyers.
It's important. IPFW gets a side out right here. They don't want their backs to the wall.
We heard the officials say there are no timeouts there for IPFW, so they don't want to let Lewis get them real frustrated. April Bear's going to go outside to Dottie Porch, and setting up there. Dottie swinging a little low, and they're up 14-13. Coming into the game is Amber Borney. We haven't seen Amber in. And this is for the game. Becky Lawton with the serve. Amber with the set, back row Teagarden, free ball for Lewis, and they almost mess it up. And Quinlan, they go to the outside. She wanted it bad. It was not there, though. April going outside to Amber Borney. Oh, and she hits it wide. That's it. They come back and win it here in game number 3, 15-13.
I don't know what the miscommunication was on that set. I don't know if she was trying to set a back row or what she was trying to do with that play. Yeah,
wasn't sure where it was going. I thought first it was going to be a back slide. There was no one there, and it just went, and they finally got it over. But that's a tough break for IPFW, leading most of that game, not letting them back into it.
What IPFW needs to do now, they're down 2 games. They just need to say, forget it. These next 2 games, we're winning. These next 2 games are ours.
And we hope you stay with us for more volleyball action. We'll be right back after these messages.
What comes to your mind when you think about statistics? Polls, gambling, maybe baseball. Sure, but how about lightning, lobsters, music, chocolate cake, sex discrimination, heart attacks, potato chips, traffic, the ozone layer, Shakespeare, monkeys, dancing, drug testing? If some of these things didn't make your list, then you should be watching Public Television's new statistics series, Against All Odds.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say.
The power of teaching.
World won't get no better if we're just
The power to wake up young minds. The power to wake up the world. Teachers have that power. Reach for the power. Teach. I'm Edward James Olmos, and we're recruiting new teachers. Call 1-800-45-TEACH.
We're back, and there's some of our fans. I thought we were going to lose them there. Checking out all this action.
Little future volleyball, little kid.
Future volleyball for the men's volleyball team out here at IPFW. IPFW, that's a really tough loss. They're really going to have to shake that off, game number 3. You know, they came back after game number 1, a very quick loss, 15-2, and really battled back. Won game number 2, 15-7. We're up almost all of game 3, and they were even up 13-10, unable just to wrap it up, and they've had trouble with that some this season, being able to finish a game out. They get up there 10, 11, 12, up by 3 or 4 and unable to get those last few points just to wrap it up, and they let Lewis battle back into that one, and they ended up winning at 15-13. So Lewis is up by 2 right now. The officials out on the floor going to check out, make sure the correct players are out there. And we see a new face for Lewis, number 10, Joan Ross. We've seen her just a little bit earlier today. And April Bayer still in to set for IPFW. She'll also be back to serve as IPFW gets ready to start out game number 4. So let's see if they can get back into this right away and not let that loss get to them. They just need to turn around and win these next 2 games. Quinlan with the tip. April gets to it. It's going to be a free ball. Heather Teagarden did get a hit on it.
Back row attack by Lewis. Good dig by Vorney. Julie Pear with the swing hit.
Parrott with a quick kill, and IPFW jumps out to a 1-point lead here in game number 4. They're going to go outside to Ross.
Great touch off the head of IPFW.
April Bayer, and she set it basically over on the other side. We're going to get a set by Parrott to Teagarden. She's swinging, but a nice move by Daniels. Let's see what happens here. Free ball, IPFW, a chance for another point. April sets it quick for Dottie. Dig in the back row, down the middle for the Lady Flyers outside to Teagarden, cross court. Oh, and they're digging Daniels from the back row, but that was wide. Point IPFW, 2-0 here, early in 4. I'm sure they would like that momentum to stay their way. April with the service there, and that's a tough break. IPFW needs just to get that ball over the net into play right now, and side out Lewis. Colleen Quinlan with a good serve, and April gets it back over. Point for the Lady Flyers. Quinlan with the serve. April Bayer outside to Parrott. Parrott, oh, what a tough block there by Joan Ross as she turned those hands in, and that's what you want to see. We've seen quite a few balls go outside.
Yes, the set was a little bit tight that time, and Julie didn't have nowhere to go.
Lewis able to tie it up 2 apiece. This time backside to Teagarden, and she goes wide. Point. Lewis Flyers, they go up 3-2.
Entering the game for IPFW, number 1, Amy Lubin. She replaces April Bayer.
Here comes Amy Lubin back in to replace April Bayer to set.
Colleen Quinlan continues to serve for Lewis University.
Quinlan still with the serve. Amy Lubin outside. Parrott with a nice hit. She's going to get a play again. Parrott, Lubin set out to Teagarden. Teagarden swinging hard. Set to Daniels. She's swinging, but Parrott's right there. Lubin outside to Parrott. Cross court. Nice dig by Quinlan. Dottie Port says no one's there, so that's where I'm going to place it. Nice move by Dottie. And a side out for IPFW. Teagarden with the serve. Outside to Daniels. Daniels knocks it down cross court. Nice dig there by Amber Borney, and I don't want to miss her today. Oh, nice move by Shawnee Daniels.
Well, she's just eating the cross court shot up.
Side out for Lewis. Cross court's been hers all day. IPFW hasn't really done a lot to try to stop her. Lubin with the hit, free ball for Lewis. See what they do with it. Set her to the middle. Beautiful block by Dottie, and a little bit of facial talk there on the front line, and maybe that's what it's going to take for IPFW to fire up.
Yes, I like that. That's good stuff by IPFW. Gets a stuff block. Get excited. Talk a little trash, and go on. The ref goes over there, makes sure everything stays clean. Make sure the players don't get into an argument with each other.
Andy Reichart comes in to play that line. Dottie with the serve. Chance for a point for IPFW. Shawnee Daniels and went up, and that was a tough break. Just off the hand of IPFW. It goes out. Back line was ready to get that set up. Side out. Lewis. Ross with the serve. Julie Parrott goes to the back row, but they're able to play it. This time it's a free ball. IPFW with a chance for a side out right here. Lubin's going to set outside. Amber Borney runs into the block. Nice save, though. And we've got under the line. And I believe they're calling Amber for that, so side out for Lewis. That was a point for them, 4-2.
Great pass by Heather.
Amber Borney swinging cross court. Colleen Quinlan.
Great high hit.
Julie Parrott back to serve.
Parrott with the serve. IPFW wanting to stay right in this game, so they need a couple points here. Get this thing all tied back up. Nice dig by Dottie. Lubin sets Amber. Amber goes cross court. Good play the back. Andy Reichart comes right back at you.
Reichart with the hammer cross court.
That's what IPFW needs. That'll definitely get some momentum and enthusiasm switch their way. 3-4. Another serve by Parrott. This time they're going to go outside to Daniels with that cross court. Amber was wide awake for it, though, and now she's swinging back row bite to Quinlan.
Back row attack by Lewis. Good dig by Julie outside the Borney.
Oh, nice touch there by Laura Schneeweiss. And when they need it, she seems to be the one that happens to be there. Amanda Grove's going to come in and give Daniels a break. Girls are going to be getting tired because this is game number 4 here, and obviously IPFW had to play 3 tough ones last night, so they need to hang in here, win this game, force this to 5. And we got a double hit point for Lewis.
Point Lewis.
5-3. Official was asking if the ball was wet for the reason for the double hit. Outside to Amber Borney looking for a side out. That's going to do it. Long into the back row.
Side out IPFW. Amber Born back to serve.
IPFW is definitely here to play, so let's see what Lewis intends to do here in game number 4. Martin come back in. Amber Borney's going to take a seat. Martin coming in for the serve. And that was a good serve. It's going to be tough for their setter to get to. Quinlan with the shot. Nice dig by Parrott outside to Teagarden. And that's going to be long, and they wanted a tip, and it's not there.
She just missed it, shanked it off the block. She tried to shank it off the block, and she just went too high.
And Amy Lubin's going to come back out. Here goes April Baer. Nice job by Amy there, setting here in game number 4, but it's a side out. Schneeweiss with the serve, and boy, barely caught the net, but it did. And side out IPFW. Andy Reichardt's going to go back to serve for the Lady Dons. Good serve by Reichart. Nice eyes by Teagarden, and that's a point.
Point IPFW.
No pass play there, that kind of serve. Lewis unable to pass it up to their setter. Another nice serve, and let's see who gets it. A little bit of miscommunication there between Dottie and April. Tough break, and that gives a side out to Lewis University. IPFW able to get a point on that last play. They need to side out, and they're only down by 1 here, 5-4 in game 4. Outside to Teagarden, and she knocks to the back row. Nice dig. Dottie Porch is going to try it one more time. Oh, tough break off Amy Reidenbach.
Lewis University.
And Lewis gets a point, 6-4. IPFW needing to capitalize right here and get a side out. That'll do it. Heather Teagarden right down the line. Side out for the Lady Dons. April Bear back for the serve. She really got them rock and rolling last night. Right now is a good time to do that in game number 4. And that'll start it. Service ace. 5-6. IPFW want to climb back in. We haven't seen a tie since 2-2. IPFW would like to tie it back up, but Lewis is going to call a timeout and see if they can shake IPFW up a little bit. And we'll watch here and see if we can catch anything that's going to happen here out of these timeouts. You too can join in the excitement of IPFW athletics by participating in the Royal Dons Club. Royal Dons Club is the official booster club for IPFW's athletic teams. Members enjoy priority seating at all IPFW sports, events, food and refreshments in the hospitality room, admission to IPFW sports media luncheons, and association with other Mastodon supporters, just to name a few benefits. For more information on becoming a member of the Royal Dons Club, call Lisa Moreland at 481-6027. Once again, that number is 481-6027. So hang tight with us. We've seen some good volleyball this afternoon. April Bear still serving, and we'll see what she can do, see if she can get this tied back up. And that was a good serve by April. They're going to go outside to Ross. Ross knocks it through the block. Teagarden with a tough break. Coming back in, Shawnee Daniels. Side out, Lewis University, Colleen Quinlan. Set's gonna go outside to Parrott. Nice dig by Quinlan. Outside to Daniels, she goes cross court. That time the block was there, and we haven't seen that earlier today. Parrott tries again, she goes cross court. Quinlan with a couple tough digs on the back row.
Free ball.
Amy Reidenbach moving out to Parrott. Oh, and a battle on the board. Nice move by Parrott. And is she gonna get it in play? Yes, she is. Official wasn't sure about that one, and that's gonna be wide, side out IPFW. Lewis was just sure that came back across on the other side of the antenna, but the line judge called it safe and inbounds. And they tried to ask the back official, back line judge, if he saw it, and he said he was not aware, so the original call stands. Outside to Daniels, and a block by Dottie Porch. Let's see what can happen. Teagarden with the dig outside. Oh no, back set, I'm sorry, to Parrott. Wide, but it was a tipped. Point IPFW, and it's all tied up here. 6-6 in game number 4. So it has been a battle, and I'm sure it's going to be a battle to the end here, especially if IPFW can win this one and force this to 5 games.
Which would be interesting because the 5th game is a rally score, and both teams cannot afford to make any mistakes.
Teagarden with the serve. Back row attempt there by Schneeweiss. Free ball for Lewis. They're going to set it this time to Ross. Nice dig by April Bear. Outside to Daniels, and that's long. Side out. Oh, I'm sorry, point. I got to remember who's serving. I don't want to give us away a side out when we earn a point. 7-6 IPFW, and that's the first lead that we've had since it was 1-0 early in the game.
Heather the serve.
Oh, and through the block was Joan Ross. Dottie Porch and Amber Borney on the front line at that time. Side out. Lewis University. Debbie Urban with the serve. Nice chance by April Bear as Daniels was going to make her eat that one, but she got it over the top of her. Amber Borney, and I don't know, that came over a couple of hands.
I believe they called over back row attack, or back row setter coming over. She cannot bring the ball over if she's a back row setter.
So that was a point for Lewis, so it should be tied up here 7-7, and they do get it marked right. There's another point for Lewis University, and they take back the lead 8-7. Still serving Debbie Urban. IPFW wants to get a side out. Amber Borney. And they're going to call that in. I tell you, it looked long from up here. Side out IPFW. Nice break for IPFW. Andy Reichardt's going to come back into the line. Get a little bit more height on the front. Dottie Porch back for the serve. Let's see if she can get this game tied back up. Ross with the hit. Nice dig by April. Trying to get out of the way. Free ball for Lewis. IPFW needs to be ready to get this. Nice block against Daniels. Once again, she's going to go cross court, and she gets the line.
IPFW just needs to jump and make her hit the ball down the line somehow. Just jump deep inside the angle, get some good touches off that.
That's right. She has continually gone cross court against IPFW. And that one's long. Side out, IPFW.
Julie Parrott will serve for IPFW.
Parrott back with the serve. Jump serve is long. Side out. And we got some moaning there from the fans down near that line. Like we said, standing in the middle, it's kind of hard to see the end, but I guess it looked pretty good. But it was called out, so side out. 14, Amanda Grove serving for Lewis. IPFW needing to get a side out right back. Amber Borney, nice tip. A little bit of miscommunication between Ross and Quinlan. IPFW with a substitution. Tiffany Martin coming in for Amber Borney to serve. Amber's been very effective coming in here in game number 4. Question there to the main official by Becky Lawton. Gonna go outside to Quinlan, cross court. Dottie Porch with the dig. It's gonna be a free ball if she can get it back over, and it's not gonna happen. Wide, side out, Lewis. So back to serve is Laura Schneeweiss. April Bear with a quick tip. Oh, and it's going to be a free ball. Nice play by the Lady Flyers. And Andy Reichardt, eat this, she says. It's coming back our way. Reichardt to serve, 8-7, IPFW. I tell you, they're going to have battle scars after these two days in a row. They had tough games last night and a tough game again today so far. We'll see what happens here outside to Quinlan and through the block. Come on, April and Dottie, they got to close that up.
Right now, I don't think Lewis has hit the ball down the line. I think all the hitters are concentrating on hitting the ball cross court. And if it's working, if IPFW is not going to jump in the inside, why change it?
Lawton with the serve, and they try to go for the quick tip back over on with the blocker. And they're going to get it there out of Debbie Urban. Urban's been an effective player. We didn't see her in the first 2 games. We saw her come in game 3, and she's played very well and is still in for game 4. Timeout IPFW. Tim Heffron, little upset, wants to get some things rocking and rolling. They're down 2 now, 7-9, and this is going to be a battle to the end, but this is one game that IPFW definitely has to win or they're out of it. Tune into Channel 6 Friday evening to watch the Thoroughbreds from Kentucky State University take on IPFW Lady Volleyball. You need to catch all of the action of IPFW volleyball right here on Channel 6. And obviously, if you're watching us today, you're seeing a lot of good volleyball action. First game, once again, we'll run down, was 15-2 for Lewis University. IPFW came back for game 2, 7-15. Losing in game 3 after being ahead most of the game, 15-13, unable to finish that one out. And right now, Lewis is up by 2 here in game number 4, 9-7. So IPFW needs to side out here and get a couple points on the board. Don't give any momentum to Lewis because they're not going to back down. We saw that in the last game. Lawton with the good serve, and Heather Teagarden takes it down the line, and IPFW being unsuccessful going cross court most of the day. They need to take that line away, and that cross court then will open up for them. And right there, that was effective. So April Baird back to serve for IPFW. We'll see if they can get a point out of this play. Outside to Ross, she gets it through the block, but April Baird's gonna back set to Parrott, and it was blocked again, and tough break for IPFW, side out right away for the Lady Flyers.
She replaces Amanda Rowe.
Quinlan with the serve. April Baird, backcourt, Heather Teagarden. Chance for Dottie right there, and that's all hers. She says, you're gonna eat that one anytime you send it back to me like that.
Great execution by Dottie. She came through with the hammer, with the overpass, and she took advantage of it.
Coming back in, Amber Borney for Tiffany Martin, and Amber's playing very effectively as that outside hitter, so let's see what happens here. Shake it up. Cause a little bit of frustration on that front line. Outside to Amber, back into the middle to Dottie, and that's in. That's a service ace. We'll take it. 9-8. IPFW climbs back in this game. One more point. It's all right, ladies. Leave that back corner open. We'll see where Heather decides to put it this time. She's going to go right back to you. This time it's in play. Free ball, really, for IPFW. Oh, that was a tough hit by Schneeweiss. And Amber Borney a little bit off balance and unable to get that one back, so side out for the Lady Flyers. Only 1 point that time. IPFW, I'm sure, would have liked to have gotten 2. Debbie Urban with the serve. Outside to Borney, cross court, and they've been able to stop that so far this evening. Daniels, you know where she's going. Cross court, nice dig by IPFW. Heather Teagarden. Parrott across the net, and let's see where they're gonna go. Oh, cross court by Ross.
That was a wicked cut shot by Lewis.
Tell you, Lewis is taking it both ways. They're going from the right to the left, and they're definitely making the blockers wake up there and try to figure out where they're going. And IPFW trails game number 4, 10-8, but I tell you what, stay here, folks, because this is a good game. There's some nice shots of the teams on their bench there. I'm sure a little bit of water is necessary for both sides. This has been a couple of long games here, the last 2 that they've played, and this one hasn't been any different. 10-8 IPFW. Heffron is trying to tell the girls they got to stay in this one because this is either a win situation for them. If they don't win this one, they're done for today, so they've got to win this one to force this into game number 5. And if they can do that, they have a real good shot against beating Lewis University. They don't want to let this one get away from them right here, though. They need to side out. Urban with the tough serve. They're going to go outside to Amber Borney, and she drills that one through, and they call it wide of the net point.
They call off the antenna. They said ball hit the antenna first, which is out of bounds, and then it touched off the block.
Tough call, tough break for IPFW. Good call, I should say. Tough break for IPFW. 11-8. Right now, that's a break for IPFW. Service there, I was going to say, right now we need a side out, but if Lewis is going to hand it back over for our serve, we'll take it. Andy Reichardt coming back in to play that front line. Amy Reidenbach will take a seat. Dottie back with the serve. Let's see if she can get something happening here for IPFW. Back row to Ross, cross court. I tell you, that's a tough cut, and that's twice in a row she's done that to him. Drops it right back down in that front row.
If IPFW would just stick their right hand into the angle, that ball is stuffed right to the ground each and every time.
11-8. They're serving for a point. IPFW trying to get a side out, and Amber Borney says we're going to get one with that set. Nice set by April Baird to Amber. Amber swinging well from the outside right now, being very effective for IPFW, but they really need to get a point on the board. They cannot let Lewis side out again without earning a point. Nice dig by Quinlan. April Bear outside to Amber. She's swinging hard, and it goes down.
She's on fire right now. She just got 2 of the last 2 sets in a row, and she has kills for both of them.
Parrott with the serve again. 9-11, IPFW. Oh, wide. Tough break right there. Really, IPFW just needed to get that back into play. The chance for another serve, another point. So side out for Lewis. Amanda Grove with that serve. IPFW going backside to Andy Reichart. Nice dig in the back row by Urban.
Good touch.
April going outside to Amber. She's been hot, but not this time. The block is there. Tough play there by Laura Schneeweiss. 9-12. IPFW really needing a side out right here. A little bit of miscommunication. Andy thought she was just not going up for that one herself, and Heather Teagarden, I think, was supposed to slide up there on the outside and didn't. So that's a point. That's a tough break for IPFW. Let's see if they can do it here. Andy Reichart goes cross court to the corner.
That's what she tried to do the first time. That's called a 31 or an A ball, which the middle blocker comes 5 feet away from the setter on a quick attack, and the setter tries to push the ball to the middle hitter, which she got to kill that time.
And definitely earned a side out for IPFW. They need a strong serve there, and that's a service error. Amber Vorney left in to serve that one, and that's a tough break. Schneeweiss will be back to serve, and it's 9-13. I tell you what, IPFW really needs to concentrate and get going right here to stay in this game. Heather Teagarden with a nice strong hit, but a good block. They kept it in play, and there's a kill by Quinlan, and you don't want to let her get going. She hasn't really been hot since game number 1. She's been effective, but she's a spear on that team. If she gets going, they all wake up. Outside to Teagarden. Nice cross court.
Nice control shot to the cross court. No one was home for Lewis.
So Reichart will be back to serve. IPFW definitely needed that side out. That was a game point chance for Lewis, and IPFW needs to put a couple points on the board real quick, like almost an ace for Reichart. Free ball here. See what they can do with it. Outside to Teagarden. Oh, and it's long. She's got to shake it off right there. They've got a side out. They can't get down on that long shot.
It's important they need to side out right here or the game is over. Great pass by Julie. Set in the middle to Dottie.
I'm sure IPFW would like to see a little bit more of that quick set to Dottie and then be able to go to the outside, a little bit of shake and bake. They haven't seen a lot today, and Lewis has pretty much known where they've been going to hit. Right now, IPFW needing a point. Quinlan. Tough break, side out. Hit the antenna, it was wide. Quinlan with the serve, a chance to wrap up game number 4. It's 14-9. Here we go, folks. Backside to Teagarden, and that's going to do it. 15-9.
IPFW coach Tim Heffron would like to invite all Volleyball fans to join the IPFW volleyball team and coaching staff at the Canterbury Pizza Hut following tonight's match.
So that was a tough break, 15-9. IPFW loses it in 4 after winning game number 2, 7-15.
Color, space, line, form. These basic elements have been used by painters, sculptors, and architects to create artworks of timeless beauty and value. The Art of the Western World television course examines many of mankind's most enduring achievements and provides you with the key to the language of art.
forest fires come from?
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
She is one of America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seize several tons of crack and marijuana, and close down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
Tony had some drinks, a few joints, and got into a fatal accident tonight. Only he doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
You were the first in this family to get into college.
I'm so proud of you.
I can't go, can I? I just can't afford to send you.
I didn't mean to let you down.
I understand. Maybe next year. Maybe.
Hard-working students deserve a chance. Please, support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
How you doing? This is Craig Collins, and we're back at the Hilliard Gage Sports Center, where we just had a nice, exciting match by IPFW and the Lewis Flyers, where Lewis just won first game 15-2. IPFW won the second game 7-15, and Lewis closed out the next two games 15-13 and 9-15. We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable cast of NCAA athletics competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support with the help of many volunteers. We are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contributions will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Cast Access Centers invite you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contributions to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Please make your checks out to Indiana Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designated for College Cable Access Athletics. Now I'll take it downstairs where we have the dandy down of the game.
Thanks a lot, Craig, and joining me now is our dandy down of the game, and thanks for joining us. It's a tough loss to come down like this and talk to us, but joining me now is Andy Reichart. Andy, what happened here in game number one? Lewis was out here to play. Obviously, they turned around and won that first one 15-2.
We had a little trouble getting warmed up. We didn't get as much warm-up time as we had liked, but we tried to come out and but they were a lot readier than we were, and they were ready to go.
Okay, obviously, did that have any effect from yesterday? You played just this evening against St. Joe. They battled away. I said you were going to come out today with a lot of battle scars to start off this game. Was that part of the reason maybe IPFW wasn't warmed up?
I'm not sure. We did win, and we had just come from a game, and we hadn't had a lot of time, but we weren't quite ready to play today, and we obviously showed it.
Okay, you came back, though. You were able to battle back and win game number 2, 7-15. Turn around in game number 3. You led most of that game. What was some of the trouble? They turned right around, and they ended up winning game 3, 15-13. What were some of the things that went wrong in that?
We just broke down, and we got to be a lot tougher than that. A lot of service errors, mental errors, a lot. We lost because we did the errors, we hit it in the net, we did things. So, I mean, we just got to get tougher and be able to play longer and harder.
Okay, I know small errors add up, and in the last game they ended up coming back 15-9 after we went ahead 7-2. It was tied up 7-7. After that, it was all Lewis. Where's IPFW go from here? I mean, you got to play Kentucky next Wednesday. You won a conference match last night. You turn around and lose one today. What do you have to do on Wednesday?
We have to go back and pick ourselves up from this loss, because this is a real tough loss for us. We really, really needed to beat these two guys, but we didn't. We have to go out and win all the rest of our matches. We just have to play as hard as we can coming off of this.
Okay, that's what the team has to do. What does Andy Reichard have to do? You were effective on your blocks today. You played really well as far as that went. What else do you want to work on here going into the rest of the season?
I did want to work on my blocks today, and I was happy with getting more blocks than what I usually do. I need to work on getting up more and being more effective and holding the middle blocker more, so that the outsides have one-on-one situation. It's easier for them to hit.
That's right. I was going to say, Shawnee Daniels went cross-court on you guys all day today, and it didn't seem like IPFW ever woke up that she wasn't going to go down the line. Is that something more that you want to work on?
On the outside, they push. I go to where my person is, and we talk about it. We're like, okay, and coach pretty much tells us where to go, and then the defense is supposed to set up around us, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us. I know it's tough to lose in 4, but thanks for coming down here, and we're going to send this back up to Craig. IPFW doesn't end up with the win today, but they're going to be back Wednesday.
Okay, we're back upstairs as Lewis won 15-2, IPFW 7-15. Lewis won the next two, 15-13 and 15-9. We'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contribution to the live production of our volleyball match this evening. The telecast of this IPFW sports event is copyright and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 Friday evening at 7 o'clock to see more GLVC volleyball action from Kentucky State University taking on the IPFW Lady Volleyball. For now, this is Craig Collins and Christy Walker. Goodbye.